Hello children, this is the second part of the story Dusk. Godspy says, of course the weak point of your story is that you can't produce the cake of soap. The man sits up, feels through the pockets of his overcoat and jumps to his feet. With obvious anger, I must have lost it. Crispin, you lost your hotel and a cake of soap in the same afternoon. Looks like extreme carelessness to me. So Godspy tells the young man that your story has a weak point, that you cannot produce the cake of soap. And then the young man, he stands up and he searches, feels through the pockets of his overcoat. And he says, oh, I have lost the cake of soap. And then Crispin laughed and said, oh, you lost your hotel room also and a cake of soap in the same afternoon. So it's very carelessness. It looks like extreme carelessness to me. Then the young man got up and he went from there. Then Godspy tells to Crispin that going to get the soap from the market, sounding very true story, but not paying attention to the name of the hotel, was something which they could not believe. So they thought that the young man was a con man. Now, a con man means a person who cheats other people and takes money from them. So both Godspy and Crispin believed that the young man was a con man who had come to take money from them by telling them a false story. And then Crispin said, oh, it was his bad luck to have come to us. Anyway, let us leave. We have to meet Terry for dinner by 8. And then they stand up. Crispin's attention is caught by something on the ground. It's a small oval packet. What's this? Oh, a cake of soap that the young man was talking about. It must have fallen out of his pocket when he sat down. We must find him. So when they got up, they saw that something had fallen on the ground. And when Crispin picked it up, he found that it was a cake of soap. They were surprised to see it because it had fallen from the pocket of that young man. And that cake of soap proved that the young man was actually telling the true story. So they decided to find the young man. Now this is the scene 2. It's a path leading away from the park. Godspy and Crispin, they are looking for the young man and they see him in a distance. And Crispin calls out, hey you, man who lost his hotel. So he addresses him by calling the man who lost his hotel. And then the man turns around, throws an angry look at them. Why was this man angry? Because these two friends did not believe his story. And then they walk up to him. The proof of your story has turned up. It must have slipped out of your pocket when you sat down on the seat. We saw it on the ground after you left. You must excuse our earlier disbelief. Means we are really sorry that we didn't believe your story. Though I am sure you see, it all looked impossible to believe without the cake of soap. Means till the time we found the cake of soap, we didn't believe in your story. But when we found that cake of soap, we believed that whatever you were telling was true. Now it's only fair that we should help you with what you need. Holding out his hand with a sovereign in it. If the loan of a sovereign is any good to you. So he gives him it's a British gold coin. He gives him a British gold coin and tells him that you keep it with you, and here is my card with my address. You can return the money any day this week. And here is the soap. Don't lose it again. It has been a good friend to you. So he gives him not only a gold coin but also the soap which he had found. Young man, lucky thing you're finding it. Thank you. The man turns and starts walking away at a fast pace, exits right. Godsby, poor boy, he almost broke down. Broke down here means started crying. Means when they did not believe his story. It must have been such a relief to find a way out of his problem. It's a lesson to us not to be too clever in judging people by circumstances. Now Godsby, he is sympathetic towards that young man. He said that he was very happy that he helped the young man and took him out of his problem. He also said that we must not be very clever in judging people. Every person is not a con man, so we should be sympathetic towards them. And now let's see what happens in scene 3. Godsby and Crispin are passing by the bench they were sitting, and they see the old man who was sitting there earlier, looking for something on the ground. Godsby, have you lost anything, sir? The old man, funny thing how easily these things just disappear. Now where could it be? Godsby, have you lost anything, sir? Old man, oh, nothing much, young man. Just a cake of soap. It must have slipped out of my pocket when I got up. You haven't seen it, have you? Now here is a real twist in the story. The cake of soap actually belonged to that old man who sat on the bench earlier. And the young man was in fact a con man who had made up a story about a hotel, a cake of soap, etc. just to cheat Godsby and Crispin and extract money from them. And it was just a coincidence that his story too had a cake of soap. And so he was successful in cheating both Godsby and Crispin. So, children, I hope you enjoyed the story with a twist in the end.